Hello, and welcome to the Steve and Mark Discuss podcast, where Steve comes up with an item for us to talk about. He speaks about it, and I will give a response. I do not know what Steve is going to bring up, which makes it rather exciting. So, over to you, Steve.
Hi, people. So this story is quite I wouldn't say common, but similar stories are more common. But this is interesting because of my English humour. But here we go. A lady called Emma McGuinness. This comes out of Washington, out of a newspaper in Washington. A woman called Emma McGuinness. She's suing Disney World of Florida after suffering what her lawyer, her solicitor, calls an injurious wedgie on a 214 foot high or 65 meters, 5 stories slide. It's used in the water world, like we have the nasal water park here.
Yeah.
And we even have the slides here.
Yeah.
You know, the really tall slides here. And the slide is called the Humunga Kowabunga, which is a great, just the name of the slide. Who thinks of these things, you know? and it happened. Actually, it happened back in 2019, but it's just now that it's got to the court stage, and all these cases are being brought to light. So the last part of the slide is a little bit different than in Veneza. In Veneza, you just keep going on and on and on and on until you come to the end of the slide. But this one in the Disney World of Florida, it goes into a pool. It goes into a water pool.
Yeah.
You know. And the lady claimed that it was the pool of water at the end which caused her atomic wedgie. So she said she was using a onesie.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
She wasn't using a bikini. She was using a onesie.
Okay. Yeah.
Which might suggest that she might have been a little bit overweight. I don't know.
No. Okay.
I don't know. You know, that detail didn't come out.
Yeah.
But we know that normally women who wear the onesie, they're carrying a little bit extra meat. We know that, don't we? More or less.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Not going to go into that. Yes.
There's some ladies that wear bikinis still.
Yeah.
But, because their mirrors don't work. But anyway.
Yes. Yeah, so many jokes, and I'm not going to go there.
That's something else. Well, like I said, this story is interesting because it tickles me. It's my English sense of humor. So it said that the slide caused the clothing to be painfully forced between the legs, and for water to be forced inside her, causing her internal injuries.
Right.
Claims that she suffered lacerations to her tuppence. I say tuppence.
Yeah. Yes.
But I'm sure it was more like sixpence. But
yeah. Okay.
Something else. And a larger laceration which caused her bowel to protrude through her abdominal wall.
Ooh.
If she was overweight, that was some jet of water that went inside. Now, all visitors before riding on the Humunga Kawabunga are told to always cross their legs until they reach the pool. So you should always cross your legs.
Yeah.
And she prematurely opened her legs halfway down. And then, of course, she entered into the pool, and then if I went into the pool, I tell you, I'll be wearing my testicles like earrings. The impact must have been so great. So, halfway. So she wants $50,000 for a pain and suffering. That must have been a ride home, I'll tell you. But the serious part,
So many questions at this point. So many questions.
the serious point about this
Yeah.
is that Walt Disney World has sued between 3 and 11 times a month
Mm,
for personal injury.
yeah.
Right? Most settled out of court to hide bad publicity.
Mm,
There was once a woman who sued for $200,000 after she claimed to have been groped by a man in a Donald Duck costume.
okay.
When asked if she could describe him, she said yes, he was big, white, wearing a blue cap and an orange bill.
Right. Okay. I'm trying to be serious here.
No, that was mine. That was mine. That was
Yeah, I
mine.
was going to say.
That was my bit. That was my
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. That's
But
right.
no, she
No, no,
this,
no. I've heard.
there was a woman who sued,
Yeah.
and the whole point of this, apart from having a good laugh at the disgrace of the
Yeah.
others,
Okay.
of
Yeah.
others, is that between 3 and 11 times a month for personal injury claims are being put against Disney.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That is a lot. That is a lot. And like we said, most are settled out of court to hide bad
Mm.
publicity.
Well,
So they 3 and 11 times are what we know about. Imagine those. Is Disneyland safe? Is what I'm trying to get at.
right. Well, America is one of the most litigious countries in the world. I
Sure.
mean, I think the state of California, there was more lawyers than there was in the whole of the EU at one point. Whether or not it's still true or not, it depends what you class, what type of lawyer you're probably talking about here, a class lawyer or whatever. Um, yeah, no, I've been to Anaheim, the Disney World there. This is Disneyland, sorry, Disneyland in Anaheim. Disney World is in Florida. Yeah, yeah. I mean, good, interesting day out, family entertainment. So it's seen. No, but I've heard about this. How often they do get sued. I mean, it's like any operation. Um, it's there is always a risk. Now I've seen these slides and they're spectacular. The one where you go in the chute and yeah, you hold your hand like that, and yeah, I'd love to have a go. I mean, with all due respect to yourself, Steve, I'm still probably in a slightly better physical shape. We'd probably, but that's not to say that something can't go wrong. Um, we had roller coasters get jammed. The mechanical devices that should be properly maintained. I've heard of these. We had one actually where I come from. It came from, in the town I come from. The other week, they actually got stuck high up. So when they get stuck upside down, it can be a bit problematical.
But I'm sure that would have been the exception rather than the rule.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you hope
Because if
so.
3 and 11 times a month at the same place,
Well, it
at
depends.
the same place.
Yeah, the same place. Well, is it unsafe? Well, you're talking about people that are doing things, as you said, are possibly not in the. Maybe should be considering their actions before they do something. Sometimes, I know, yeah, there's certain things I can't do that I used to be able to do in my 20s. With I do some exercises. It takes me 3 days to recover. Now, you know what I'm saying with this physical prowess or physical state, and you've just made the point. Um, I mean, we're seeing things on TikTok all the time where things are going wrong, and most people laugh these things off. Um, um, yeah, how far do you go? Do you put warning signs everywhere? Although it would appear in America that even the highest people in America don't seem to be able to read things about signs about putting levers and things. So maybe putting signs everywhere is not the answer. They have a tendency to shouting things all the time, and then that can cause emotional damage. He was being a bit. No, he was just a bit concerned about your welfare. Um, yeah, because these people have to show respect. Um, it is a anything can go wrong. I mean, as I said, in US, people are suing all the time. I've had family members who worked in the insurance industry. They see some of the things. This is going back 40 years that were coming out of the US then. Yeah, you do scratch your head sometimes and wonder.
Well, with the case of this lady
Mm.
in Florida, did she suffer? Did she really suffer a wedgie?
Well, she probably,
Because, me being I went to school in England,
yeah,
and we know what the rules are.
yeah,
A wedgie
yeah,
is
yeah,
not. It's pulling.
yeah.
It's a pulling action. It's not a pushing action.
Well,
When she entered into the pool of water,
I,
she suffered a pushing action.
yeah,
And wedges, we tried to get the underpants over the head of
yeah, yeah. I was going to say. I mean, yeah, I mean,
the
yes.
wedgie. The wedgie.
I mean, I was going to use the term cut a throat, but maybe that's not appropriate terminology to use. But
Now,
yeah, yeah,
well,
yeah, all that, yeah. Um, but it's it's yeah, it is a strange case. I mean, okay, um, yeah, these things do ride up. I mean, gymnasts suffer this as well when they're doing things. Yeah, so I've so I've read, sometimes, and
I have to speak with Nadia Comaneci.
yeah, yeah. I mean, uh, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a what do they call it? A clothing malfunction or something, whatever the term is. Yeah,
Well,
a tire malfunction, but it's a it's a certainly interesting little story. It'd be interesting to know. Um, it's like you say, it's amusing. I hope the lady didn't suffer severely. Yeah. Um, it does seem a very strange story. I
I
agree
think
with you. It doesn't seem very, very, very. And how would you prove it? I mean, pictures in court,
pictures.
doctors.
She said, I don't know if she had Botox, but she said she had swollen lips for a while.
You've just had to go at me about something else. I think we better leave this conversation.